Hello guys, welcome to another edition of Ray Sports News and Debates. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you my top 10 quarterbacks from the NFC conference, going from 10 all the way to number 1 in terms of the 2024-25 season. And without further ado, let's get into today's video. Coming in at number 10, I'm going to say Caleb Williams. I would personally have him a little bit higher. But I haven't seen him in the NFL. I think he's better than Daniel Jones. I think he's better than Sam Darnold. I think he's, better than a lot of these lower tier teams. But I'm going to give him number 10 right now until I see him play in the preseason, until I see him play in the regular season. But I got him at number 10 right now. Coming in at number 9, I'm hoping he kind of has a bounce back year this year. I'm going to go Kyler Murray from the Cardinals. Yes, the Cardinals have been terrible. And Kyler's been in the league 5 years. Doesn't have the best track record in terms of wins and losses. But I still think running-wise, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the game at it. I feel like his height's kind of a disadvantage to him. But I don't know, maybe, it's just they're in a tough division with the Rams and the 49ers. But I do like Kyler. I think he's quick, he's fast. He's the best junk guard. I don't mean this in a negative way. He's the best, make the best out of a worst situation in terms of getting blitzed and somehow making a play out of it. Coming in at number 8, I'm going to go Kirk Cousins. I've seen Kurt a long time. I saw him in Washington. I saw him in a Vikings uniform. He's had talent around him before. I kind of want him to see that next step. I mean, he's still in his 30s. I think with him having Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, Drake London, the defense getting a little bit better this year in the draft. But I need Kurt to be consistent in the playoffs. He's 1-2, career in the playoffs. They really should have beat the Giants when he was with the Vikings, but I'm going to go Kirk Cousins here at number 8. Number 7, I think it's just going to be a little bit of a shock of how high I have him, but I'm going to say Baker Mayfield. I think Baker's had a complete resurgence in his career, completely turned around. That franchise with the Bucks, considering they lost Tom Brady, and he was the successor to Tom, but to win that division, and he earned his money. I will give Baker Mayfield credit where credit is due. When he was in Carolina, he was terrible. I felt like he got a bad rap in Cleveland, but he's had a resurgence with the Buccaneers. And I still think he has a little bit of talent left. So that's why I have him at number 7. Number 6. If I would have told you last year I had this quarterback at number 6, I would have thought you were stupid. But that's Jordan Love. Now, he had a great back 9 games of last season. That's what I'm going to say. Okay, he hasn't had a great full season. He had a great last 8-9 games of the season. But they creeped into the playoffs as a 7th seed, went up to Dallas, kicked their ass. Offensively, defensively, special teams, coaching, whatever you want to say. They went to Dallas and beat the piss out of them. Now, yes, they went to the 49ers and lost to the 49ers. But nonetheless, I am slowly turning my head around to the possibility of Jordan Love being a good to great quarterback. Now, I need to see him do this for a full season, because the Bears are going to be a lot better this year. Okay? The Lions are going to be better this year. Okay? So he's going to be in a tough division. So I need to see that same energy, that same vibe over the last 8 games. For a full season. Okay. And now we're into the top 5. Okay. Coming in at number 5, I'm going to put Jalen Hurts right here in this spot. I've really been skeptical of Jordan Love and Jalen Hurts over their careers. Now, Jalen Hurts has a bigger sample size than Jordan Love does, but I don't like this notion that Jalen Hurts is a tremendously better quarterback than Dak Prescott. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples why. Okay, yes, Dak is 2-4 in the playoffs. I'm not going to beat around the bush. Okay? He has had 2 good playoff games and 4 terrible playoff games. Okay? If you take out that Super Bowl run, Dak and Jalen Hurts they're the same guy. You know, Jalen Hurts last season, their team fell apart. They had to go to Tampa Bay to get embarrassed by Baker Mayfield. Now, I have Baker at number 7 on this list, but, if about week 10, if you would have told me the Eagles were playing the Buccaneers in Tampa, I would have thought Philadelphia would have rolled in by 3 touchdowns. But no, Philadelphia fell apart. They absolutely fell apart. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, okay? Now, a lot of that has to be on the quarterback, Jalen Hurts. He's got that big contract, okay? So you got to win these games when your team is not necessarily the best. You have got to play better. They got absolutely destroyed by the Giants the last week of the season. Absolutely embarrassed by the Giants. Okay? But nonetheless, I do think he has a little bit of potential. He's got to work on the passing game, though. I have him at number 5 only because he had that all-pro season. If he didn't have the all-pro season, I'd probably have him somewhere around 8 or 9. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because, yes, he had that all-pro year, okay? But if you look at the playoffs that season, okay, they had the first round bye because they were number 1 overall seed, so, obviously I can't judge them for the first round. Second round, you played the New York Giants with Daniel Jones. That's a win, okay? Then you play the San Francisco 49ers without a starting quarterback, okay? Dak could have done that. Kirk Cousins could have done that. Jordan Love could have done that. Any quarterback in the league now could have done what Hurts did with that team. You beat Daniel Jones and then you beat the 49ers without a quarterback. Anybody could have done that. Okay? But I'm not taking anything away from him. He was all-pro that season, so that's why I got him at number 5. Number 4, I feel like he needs to get a lot more credit, and I think it's just because he's on a super team, or what I consider a super team, and that's Brock Purdy. I feel like Brock gets a lot of disrespect because he's like, you have George Kittle, you have Christian McCaffrey, you have Brandon Ayuk, you have Deebo Samuel, you have arguably the best defense in all of football. Okay? He has a great team around him. And I think that's why most people would have him at 5, maybe 6. I have him at 4 because I've seen it. I've seen Brock come from behind, win games, not a lot, but he has done it before. Okay, they were down against the Lions, and he came back. He won the game. Now he didn't play the best in the Super Bowl. I feel like he could have played a little bit better, but he got that team into a Super Bowl. You can say what you want, but the quarterback gets the most praise, and Brock didn't get any of that leading that team to a Super Bowl, which I feel like is a shame. Okay, we're gonna, if we're gonna trash Brock when he doesn't play well and he's the weak man, we need to praise him when he does play well. So that's why I got Brock at number 4. Now these top 3, okay, I know I'm gonna get some judgment in the comments. Okay, you are entitled to your opinion. Totally cool with that. Okay, this is just my opinion. Okay, I'm going to defend these top 3. Believe me, I will. Okay. Coming in at number 3, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm going to put Jared Goff at number 3. Okay. I only have Goff at 3 because he has gone to a Super Bowl before with the Rams, although he didn't play the again, it was a real low scoring Super Bowl, but he's gone to a Super Bowl. He's gone to multiple NFC championship games before, with the Rams, with the Lions. I'm just kind of, I need Goff. Last season was kind of the first year he was really consistent for the most part. He had a couple of old Jared Goff games, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, 4 interceptions, but I do think Goff is tremendously improved. I'm glad Detroit gave him a second chance. I think it's tremendously paid off. Goff he got his money, he earned his money, and I think Detroit could be one of the front runners to win the NFC this year. If they have another great season, or if they have a continued success after last season. Okay. But I like Jared Goff. I think I'm more putting him at 3 because I need to see it on a year-to-year basis. Because, Jared Goff has these stints where he's great, and then the next season he's But I got Goff at number 3. Okay. At number 2, yeah, and yes, I'm this guy's harshest critic, okay, but I understand the talent, and that's, I guess, let me tell you who he is before I go into it. I'm going to say Dak Prescott, and yes, I've been critical of him. I don't think he needs to be a starter for the Cowboys anymore, but I recognize the talent, and I think that's why I judge Dak so hard, is because I see the potential. I see it. He has these glimpses and these hopes of, playing great, and he just can't do it against good teams in the playoffs. And that's the frustrating part. Okay? He's gone 12-5 the last 3 seasons. He's won 2 division titles. Yes, Green Bay went to their house and beat the shit out of him. Okay? Dak did not have the best game. That defense, I don't know whose defense that was that showed up that week against the Packers, but that wasn't the Cowboys defense. They got their asses embarrassed. Okay? Mike McCarthy, why he still has a job, I have no idea. I would have moved on, went with Dan Quinn, because Dan's not going to wait forever. And I'm glad he got an opportunity with the Commanders. But I think Dak has the potential to be an elite quarterback. He just has to be consistent against great teams. Yes, I know he could go to the Giants and beat the shit out of them. Yes, I know he can go to the Commanders and beat the shit out of them. And beat the crap out of these, the Vikings, and all these lower end, teams, the Saints, these teams that I know they can beat. Okay? But I need to see him with these performances against teams like the Eagles, the Lions, the 49ers, the Packers, all these teams that are good and getting better. I need to see, Dak, prove himself in the playoffs. And I think he can do it. I don't know what it's going to take, because I just, I have Dak at number 2. That's just in terms of talent, in terms of, everything. And I don't know who I want to be the Cowboys quarterback anymore, but I think Dak's the best option they got right now. I just don't want to pay him $60 million. And at number 1, I'm going to go Matthew Stafford. He's got the Super Bowl the championship, his first season with the Rams. I think, with them getting Nakua, putting him with Cooper Kupp, I do think the Rams will be better this year. I think they will contend for that division title, although I still think 49ers are going to win it. But in terms of, arm strength, accuracy, and pulling the team out of nothing, have to give the edge to Matthew Stafford. He's been there time and time again. And yes, he played with Megatron and couldn't really do anything, but when your defense is super terrible, there's only so much a quarterback can do. But in terms of the NFC, I think Matthew Stafford is clear-cut the best quarterback in that conference, and I don't think it's close. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Don't forget to hit the like, comment, and subscribe button to the channel today. Give me your ranks 1 through 10, whether you move somebody up or down on my list, or if you think I forgot anybody, put it in the comments, guys. And until next time, you guys have a good one.